We like didn't even get to talk about that.
Because you never even mentioned it. When I first came out, I said that I had a daughter, and the whole conversation that me and Jocelyn had in those 2 days, she never even mentioned my daughter.
All blacked out, don't know what time it is. Cool, let's get into the video. We're here talking to you guys about Married at First Sight. I'm going to give you the lowdown on Jada, Chris, and a little bit of Jocelyn involved.
It seemed pretty obvious to me that we were...
But genuinely, like, when you first came out, you were the one I wanted to talk to, 100%.
I don't even know where to start with this video, guys. Okay, it's a two-part thing that I watched. Someone recommended me to watch it, and I reviewed it. I did review Jefta and Shanice not long ago, but I avoided the Jada and Chris one. I don't know why, but it's come up now. We're going to review it. Cool. Let's start with this video, okay? First thing I want to start off with is Jocelyn.
Jocelyn!
Okay, now Jocelyn, I don't want to call her Becky because I think that's rude. But Jocelyn, obviously, I don't know, she's been kicked out, whatever. But she decided to come back because she wanted to claim Chris.
Well, the reason that I came back is because that day on the beach, you said to me, "You're the prettiest girl on Honeymoon Island."
Okay. When the first thing I noticed about this was that when Jocelyn came back in, it set the whole camp at unease. Like, either this girl has been a nuisance to people's side, or she really is attractive to a lot of guys.
Jocelyn!
And that makes people uneasy.
Awkward.
One thing I really noticed is straight away when she came into the camp, somebody actually grabbed their girl.
I could see myself with Chris like forever, and so I
already knew that, okay, this girl's got some type of power. Second thing I noticed was that obviously when Jocelyn came to always say, hey, look, I want to talk to Chris, because that's who she was feeling. I noticed that obviously Chris was a bit apprehensive. Now, he first straight away said, listen, yeah, I don't mind talking, but he was apprehensive about wanting to go on a conversation with Jocelyn.
in our relationship.
You cool with that?
And I believe that's because, you know what, when I see the conversation of him later on, you can see that he's being totally brutally honest with her, and he lays the cards out. But let me just focus back onto what they're talking to when she enters. So as she enters, you know, he's got his arms like that, you know, he's chilling, he's relaxing. When she comes in, his hands come down. That's just to show that obviously, look, she's got his attention.
I just don't want Jocelyn to ruin our relationship.
And then obviously one thing that I realized as well, because he's obviously trying to date Jada and not date Jocelyn, you know, he asked Jada first, respectfully, look, you know, you cool with this?
You cool with that?
This is so awkward. Sure.
Sure?
Yeah, you guys have something you need to talk about.
You sure you cool?
Yeah.
And, you know, I would say that obviously it's more of a token of gesture than anything, because if you ask, are you cool with this, after you've already said, yeah, Jocelyn, we'll talk, then there's a bit of confusion, yeah, if you get what I'm saying. So he asked her once, she said, yes, she cool. He asked her twice, she said, yes, she cool. One thing I noticed is that Jada was never cool. Like, if you watch the clip after, Jada's even struggling to answer somebody's simple question. Like,
Yeah. I don't worry. Why would I? What am I? I don't even know what's happening.
Like, someone asks, are you cool? Like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, yeah, well, why wouldn't I be cool? Like, yeah, I'm nice, yeah. I'm sweet. Jada, you are not cool. If you're not cool, you say you're not cool. Never try to play it off cool. Let me tell you something about relationships. Never try to play it off cool, because it does surface, it does bubble up and surface up. It does come up to the surface, and it does become a problem later on. So if you're uncomfortable with it, say you're uncomfortable with it, and just say, look, I'm uncomfortable, but I know you need to have a conversation with her. But then what Jada threw in there, she slipped in a little word in there. It's very, very key.
Yeah, you guys have something you need to talk about. Yeah, you guys have something you need to talk about. Yeah, you guys have something you need to talk about.
She goes, if you feel you've got something to talk about with her, then go ahead. So she was letting him know, listen, I don't think there's anything to talk about, but if you feel you need to go and speak to her. That was basically a warning shot to let you know, listen, I'm not feeling what you're saying. But instead of saying it, she voiced it in undertones. If you're not feeling it, Jada, say you're not feeling it. You can still let a man go and talk to her, but just let her know that you're not feeling it. There's no point trying to be cool when you're not cool. Here's how I know when she's not cool. She basically, when he went away to speak to her, her head was tilted against the sunbed and it did not move. Like her head was stuck to the bench that she was on and did not move.
But genuinely, like, when you first came out, you were the one I wanted to talk to, 100%. Like,
I like Chris.
that lets me know that you're agitated. Your spirit can't take what's going on right now. You can't let your mind deep the whole situation. And just for you're not English, deep slang means basically you're not able to understand the whole situation. And so for her, the situation was beyond her, because she's struggling to answer somebody's simple question, and she's stuttering and everything else. Two, her head is tilted against the sunbed, and she's stuck there, which lets me know that this thing is beating you, is affecting you. And three, your facial expressions let me know that you are not comfortable.
But generally, like, when you first came out, you were the one I wanted to talk to, 100%. Like,
I like Chris.
You were so not comfortable, Jada, and it's cool not to be comfortable, because why should you be comfortable if you're feeling somebody, and a girl that potentially he said he liked beforehand and found attractive has come back into the fray to try and claim it?
when you first came out, you were the one I wanted to talk to, 100%.
You shouldn't feel comfortable, and you shouldn't pretend to be comfortable, because if you try to be comfortable now, later on in life when something arises, you'll try to be comfortable then, and you're not comfortable, and then you end up arguing about something which he will not understand why you're arguing, because you said you were comfortable. This is why guys fall into a lot of trouble with girls, because girls will say, yeah, I'm cool, and you're not cool. Just say you're not cool. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. Sometimes it hurts. Oh, damn. Let's rerun that. Sometimes it hurts. So, it's okay not to be okay. It's cool, Jada. Don't kill yourself. Focusing back on the conversation with Jocelyn and Chris, it's a vital piece of information that happened between these two. I want you to notice the eye contact that Chris gives Jocelyn.
You said to me, you're the prettiest girl on Honeymoon Island. And then I asked you specifically, I was like, how do you feel about you and Jada? Like, what's the vibe? And you looked at me and you're like, I have a stronger connection with you. Mm-hmm. And so based off of that, it seemed pretty obvious to me that we were...
Because this eye contact is a signal to let you know he's telling the absolute truth. He's actually laying it all on the table. Jocelyn's come back saying, look, you know, I'm feeling you. You know, you told me that I'm the most prettiest girl, you know, etc. What we saying here? Let's try and make this work. And he lets her know point blank, boom, shaka laka, boom. He puts it on her straight.
You never even mentioned the fact that I have a daughter.
So why didn't you ask me? We didn't even get to talk about that.
Because you never even mentioned it. When I first came out, I said that I had a daughter, and the whole conversation that me and Jocelyn had in those 2 days, she never even mentioned my daughter.
Listen, look, you know, we had 2 days where we were talking, and you never asked about my daughter. Red flag. And he said, look, I told you about my daughter, you never asked. Jocelyn had no interest in the family aspect, but just had the interest in his face. You have to understand as well, not everybody's interested in you totality. They're not interested in the totality of you, the holisticness of you. Some people are just interested in what a part of the package deal. You understand? You know when you get a TV subscription package, you don't get all of it. You get a small minute of it. That's what Jocelyn was looking for. You know, she thought he was a good-looking guy. I mean, he's got a great body, you can tell. He's got a great face. He's a very genuine, nice kind of guy too. So I can understand why Jocelyn would want him. Do you know what I'm saying? But there was a little bit of arrogance from him, which I didn't really like, which was basically saying you know, you should want me over Jada. Like, why would you want Jada? And you have to understand, he made it very clear why he'd want Jada over you. And it's simply because you didn't ask about his daughter.
Today, she never even mentioned my daughter. But Jada was just very supportive. That's why I chose Jada.
Well, I kind of felt like whatever you were telling me, you must have been telling Jada.
I feel like we're players.
Yeah.
But I'm not a player.
You played me. I'm sure you told her I have a stronger connection with you than Jocelyn. I'm sure you told her that.
All right, so if you had a connection with 2 guys on the island, you're not going to know right then and there who you're going to pick, but you're going to say that you have a connection with both of the people. It wasn't easy for me. I had to think about it. I sat down, I was like, am I making the right decision? Having a daughter, I don't know how you would feel about that. Jocelyn's trying to call me a player, but I'm really not.
So you're not concerned about his whole well-being, because his life is his daughter. And so understand, when you don't ask about the daughter, you don't ask about him. Deep it. You know what I'm saying? There's a message out here. Jesus, I'm preaching. Hallelujah. He, from that moment when she didn't ask about the daughter for the 2 days, he had already cancelled her. And this is what men often do. We won't tell girls. Is that girls will do certain red flag things and we'll just cancel you. So instead of telling you, look, this is what you did and I wasn't really feeling it, we just cancel you. We haven't got time to talk. We'll just cancel you. That's why we haven't answered your phone call. That's why we haven't texted you back. Boom. So when he explains that, notice the eye contact. It's fully on.
That's why I chose Jada.
Well, I kind of felt like whatever you were telling me, you must have been telling Jada.
I feel like we're players.
Yeah.
But I'm not a player.
You played me. I'm sure you told her I have a stronger connection with you than Jocelyn. I'm sure you told her that.
All right, so if you had a connection with two guys on the island, you're not gonna know right then and there who you're gonna pick, but you're gonna say that you have a connection with both of the people. It wasn't easy for me. Like, I had to think about it. Like, I sat down, I was like, am I making the right decision? Having a daughter, like, I don't know how you would feel about that.
Very few times he looks down, there's very few times he looks away. He's consistently looking at her and focusing his eye on her, because what he wants to let her know is, I'm telling you the absolute truth. Even when she accuses him of being a player, his eye contact is strictly on her.
No, right then and there who you're gonna pick, but you're gonna say that you have a connection with both of the people. It wasn't easy for me. Like, I had to think about it. Like, I sat down, I was like, am I making the right decision?
Trained, because he wants to let her know, listen, I am not a player, okay? Second of all, you never asked about my daughter. Third of all, you're telling me that that you're feeling me, but when I look at the whole situation, you weren't really feeling me. So where you going? And the reason why he's able to look at her in the eyes, because he's telling the absolute truth. He's not having to think about what he's saying. It's not coming from a place of the mind. It's coming from the heart straight. Do you get me? But this is very important, because what I'm about to show you next is key. So the eye contact that he produces. Look at the eye contact.
Having a daughter, like, I don't know how you would feel about that.
This is someone who's come back to try and claim him. Look at the eye contact. It's potent. But now look at the eye contact between him and Jada. And one thing I would say about Jada also is, you've come out of a 7-year you've been in a 7-year relationship, and it's hard to get over.
Sorry. I was with somebody for 7 years. That was so hard for me to, like, get over that relationship.
It's not the place to be. Married at first sight. After a 7-year relationship that didn't go, darling, it's not the place to be. Yeah? Cool. So when he comes back from talking to Jocelyn, he's decapitated her, made sure she knows that, look, it's not really gonna go nowhere. He appreciates that she's good looking, but that's as far as it's gonna go.
Okay, so you didn't think it was genuine. That's basically what you're saying. I'm gonna leave.
I'm not gonna be in a relationship with Jocelyn. I'm not gonna pursue that, and I hope Jocelyn being here isn't gonna mess with the relationship with Jada, and that's my main concern right now.
And he chose Jada because she was inquisitive about her child about his child, and etc. Took him and the child on board. Cool. And one thing I noticed is that I'm not going to say that Chris is not genuine towards Jada, but what I want to say is that he's not 100% sure. That's what I'm going to say. I want you to notice, first of all, this awkward hand take. It's awkward.
100% I feel confident. Like, I know who I want to be with, I know who I want to grow with, and that's you. So I'm glad with the decision that I made. So I think at this point we could just continue from here. We got that closure.
Just look at it and just really understand what's going on. The way he grabs her hand and everything is awkward. It's almost as if he's forcing that behavior to show her that I'm comfortable with you. So when someone's being genuine, everything seems to flow. So if I'm being genuine with you, my eye contact is with you. I told you already previously when you were speaking to Jocelyn, you told her straight. Eye contact, straight out. I just looked at her, look, boom. This is what you're getting from me, boom. But when he came to sit down in front of Jada, when he started talking, his eyes went down.
Hola, what's up? How you feel?
I'm fine.
I wanted to get that closure. I wanted to, because I didn't want to come off. I wasn't trying to be like a player. I wasn't trying to be I wanted to just let her know, you know, why I made my decision.
Which lets me know that, not because it's an awkward conversation, but because of the fact that he's not 100% sure. So everything that's about to come out of his mouth, that's not 100% sure, just watch the whole video.
Hola, what's up? How you feel?
I'm fine.
I wanted to get that closure. I wanted to, because I didn't want to come off. I wasn't trying to be like a player. I wasn't trying to be I wanted to just let her know, you know, why I made my decision.
Do you feel good about your decision, though? Do you have second thoughts? You can be honest.
100% I feel confident. Like, I know who I want to be with, I know who I want to grow with, and that's you. So I'm glad with the decision that I made. So I think at this point we could just continue from here. We got that closure.
Pina coladas.
We popping, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you can see at parts. There was parts where he looked down, yeah? And there was parts where he looked up. When he was looking up, he was talking about what? Not being a player. And then he looked up when he said, look, let's move forward. I want to move forward. So that was where he was telling the truth. He wants to move forward, etc. He's 100% he's 100% sure on that he wants to move forward. What from? Not with just particularly Jada, but from the situation. Because he clocked Jocelyn was fake. From early, he clocked Jocelyn was fake. That's why he's dropped her.
Okay, so you didn't think it was genuine. That's basically what you're saying.
So when he said about moving on, the 100% that he's looking at with the eye contact is actually about moving on from the Jocelyn situation. And it's proven by the fact later on, he says, when Jada says to him, look, I don't even talk about the situation again, about bringing her name up again, like, leave it where it is. And he goes, look, I'm glad of that, I'm happy with that, let's move past that, etc., etc. So he knows 100%, he's ready to move on.
I respect that. So we off for this, we're not going to talk about it no more.
No more.
Like I said, we moving forward. It's all good.
Because he already moved on already. He wasn't involved. And I think men often as well, just to point this out to ladies as well, men can make a judgment, which is our first initial reaction. You're beautiful. We find you attractive. But when we get to know you, our second impression is, you're trash. We don't want you no more. Red flag, get lost. Simple. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's females as well too. You do the exact same thing. We make an immediate reaction in terms of, okay, you're looking good, looking sweet, looking nice. And after we're like, okay, cool, cut him. He's not the one. Or she's not the one. So when he was talking to Jada, I just noticed that that when he's talking about them, eyes went down. When he's talking about moving forward, his eyes were forward. That's fine. When he's talking about being a player to Jada, that he's not a player, he was looking forward. So I genuinely believe that he's not a player, but I also believe that he's not 100% with Jada. Everything just seems a bit forced. Like, even watch at the end, yeah, when his hand is on her back and rubbing it, it's a bit forced.
Moving forward. It's all good.
It's like, it's the hand shoulder grab. It's a bit forced. I don't know if it's really genuine, cuz. Like, it's almost like he's trying too hard. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to budge, man. I'm not trying to budge her either. And I think they make a great kind of couple. But I feel like he's not 100% sure. And I feel like he chose her because she was the one that genuinely asked about his child. And so he's making a decision based upon that. But, you know, and he said it in another video, a relationship, it's about, it's about sexual, there has to be attraction there too. Do you know what I'm saying? There has to be all of these things. And I think because she also played to him as well, which is basically, she basically described him.
Kids.
I do have a daughter.
I feel like I'm describing you, but that's not on purpose.
Yeah, you describe me. What you want to do? You want to get the notepad out?
It makes you endearing to him. Do you know what I'm saying? And like I said, he will try it, I believe, because he's a genuine nice guy. How interested he is, I don't know 100%. I just feel like he's a respectful guy, definitely, because obviously he asked before he wanted to go to speak to Jocelyn. I believe that. But I just feel like he's not 100% there. And just noticing that behavior. Even because when he was talking to Jocelyn, his hands were on his hips. He's like, I've had enough. Like, I know what you're gonna come to talk. When you put your hands on your hips, it's like, I know what you're about to do. And I don't care what you do because I already know you're talking trash. You know what I'm saying? That's why my hands on my hip. I don't really care because I know you're gonna talk trash. And then when he came sit in front of Jada, body language, first he wanted to grab her, he looked down, then he grabbed her hand. And also I want to say as well about Jada, her energy was a bit wild. Because, she says to him, are you happy with the decision you made?
Do you feel good about your decision, though? Do you have second thoughts? You can be honest.
100% I feel confident.
Decision you made. And I will give her this because I think the reason why she probably asked that is because his expression was not concrete. Like, his expression was not showing that I've come from Jocelyn and I've made my decision. Him coming from Jocelyn looked like, rah, I'm still not 100% sure because I'm now looking down and you know how I feel about you, No, you know how I feel about you, right?
How you feel?
I'm fine.
I wanted to get that closure. I wanted to, because I didn't want.
Like when you're genuinely saying that you really like someone, it's like, and you've got a rapport with the person. This is not a random person. You be like, look, I'm feeling you, and you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, this whole situation's a bit mad. Now look, I can look away and look at you still, but my focus mainly is on you. The eyes, they tell a lot. And I feel like Chris, obviously, the reason why he opened himself to having a conversation with Jocelyn was to actually officially stamp out that she's fake. He knew already. That's why his hands were on his hips. He already knew she was fake. but he wanted to stamp it. Us men sometimes want to rubber steal it, want to make sure, like, look. He said, look, I want to make sure I'm not making a mistake, but honestly, he was confirming to himself, I can never date this girl.
Let's just continue from here, we got that closure. Let's just continue from here, we got that closure. Let's just continue from here, we got that closure.
That's why he had a conversation. That's why he was ready with his answers. If you notice that he was always ready. Even when she called him a player and saying this, he said, but then he threw it back on her.
Connection with you than Jocelyn. I'm sure you told her that.
All right, so if you had a connection with 2 guys on the island, you're not gonna know right then and there who you're gonna pick, but you're gonna say that you have a connection with both of the people. It wasn't easy for me. Like, I had to think about it. Like, I sat down, I was like, am I making the right decision?
But are you sure? Look, how can you say that? When you're in this situation and you like 2 guys, you say this, that. He had answers ready. Reason being, this conversation had already replayed in his head. He already had it in his head. This was a rubber steal. He just wanted to stamp it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, guys, that's what we do. We want to rubber stamp it and say that we've finished with this situation. It's done. That's it, guys. I mean, Jocelyn, please don't ever be arrogant like that again, okay? The man don't like you like that. You understand? Anyway, guys, that's a Little Black Book. I hope you like the review. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know your comments down below as you have been doing, and I appreciate you. Stay blessed. Love.